seen Ricardo Smith, Ricardo Smith wanted to be here, but he's at Good Shepherd Baptist Church this morning. Ricardo Smith and Quandis Williams. We started coal back in 1981 and 82. We're in the Call and Post. If you look at this page here has coal cards on it. These were the first original loyalty cards in the United States of America. 1982, we went to Centenary Supermarket, which is on Mount Vernon and 20th. We went to Carl Brown's with these. We went to Tally's Market. Quandis Williams, Francine Ashe, she's deceased. Ricardo Smith and myself, coal. And then people came along after us, by Freedom, Tony Brown's Journal and everybody. They start copying us. Now in your pocket, you got them cards where you can go to Kroger's or Giant Eagle or wherever, and they're loyalty cards. We started that right here in Columbus. And you can find the Call and Post article, August 21st, 1982. And then at the bottom, you'll see a button with Abraham Lincoln shaking Barack Obama's hands. Abraham Lincoln, and he called me for that portrait. My wife, artist of the saints, drew this picture. And we made buttons. Abraham Lincoln shaking Barack Obama's hands, because without Abraham Lincoln, there could never have been a Barack Obama or Kamala Harris or anybody else. So we had them shaking hands. It says Coal Community Organization for Abundant Life. So I wanted to share that with you so you would know. People say, the old saying, can anything good come out of Nazareth? Well, can anything good come out of Columbus? Christopher Columbus was the first exporter of people. He took some Indians back to Spain and talked about they'd make good slaves. When he came on the second voyage, he brought attack dogs and armies, and he took and stole gold and everything. And on that, Christopher Columbus was not what you think he was. He didn't discover America. When he got here, people were on the shores waving at him. So how did he discover something that people already here? So these are just plain old truths. And when you read in the book of 1 Timothy 6:10, it says, the love of money is the root of all evil, which many have lusted after and have erred from the faith and have pierced themselves through with many sorrows. The love of money. People say, well, we don't love money. You better check yourself. You know, everybody in here got some money. You got some of them cards in your pockets. You know, they're going to try to put a chip on you, put your chip in your hand and take your cards eventually. But the love of money is the root of all evil. And many have lusted after it. And just think about it. Wouldn't it be good if we could use love as a means of exchange instead of money? Love, just go to the store, get what you want, work, do what you have to do. You know, like the Bible, in the book of Acts chapter 2 and Acts chapter 4, you know, everybody shared everything in common. They shared everything in common. And when they did that, everything was all right. But now everybody chases money, world money. Modern day, and you know what, Tennessee Ernie Ford used to have a song, and he said he loaded 15 tons of coal, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. They tell old St. Peter, I can't go, because I owe my soul to the company stone. Y'all don't remember that song, y'all too young for that. Tennessee Ernie Ford. All of us today are modern day economic sharecroppers. Well, most of us are usually in debt. There are three men, Zuckerberg, Bezos, and Musk. Those three men got more money than the bottom half of everybody in the United States of America. Three men. That doesn't count the technological monopoly finance capitalists. These people, they have on the railroads, the airlines, the 2,000 multinational corporations. And these people are the ones that are now behind the 34-time convicted felon. And I don't know, I understand why people, even most who look like us, support him. I understand it, but I also overstand them. There's a spirit that they're following. There's a spirit, regardless of the paycheck that they're getting, there's a spirit that they're following. And I'm rushing on to my conclusion.
That's all right.
Yahshua, Hebrew, Jesus, the English, he taught salvation theology. Now, the word theology, I'm not trying to talk over anybody's heads. Theology, the Greek word, means study of God. The is God, ology is study of. So the word you put in front of theology is why you're studying it. If you got Baptist theology, study of God for promoting the Baptist denomination. Methodist theology, study of God for promoting the Methodist denomination. Lutheran theology, liberation theology done by Dr. Cone. You can read his book, Liberation Theology, the study of God for promoting the liberation of people. But Jesus taught salvation theology. Every other word out of his mouth was, I came to seek and save those that are lost. Yes. Salvation theology. Yes, that's what he taught. And I wrote a book called Salvation Theology. You see it in your bulletin. I'll put all those books back on Amazon Kindle soon. I'll pull them off to edit them. Salvation Theology is 3,000 pages long. But that's what he taught. But he practiced command theology. Now I want you to get this because this is important. He told the disciples, what I tell you in your ears, that preach ye on the housetops. But he said, what I tell you in darkness, that manifest ye into the light. Those are two separate things. What I tell you in your ears, you preach on the housetop. But what I put in your darkness, what I put in your spirit, in that thick darkness, that manifests into the light. When you pray, I've studied comparative religions. When you pray, all the religions, they pray in lotus positions, they kneel down, they lay flat, prostrate on the floor, all of that. But prostrate on the floor. But they do one thing in common. They close their eyes because they go into that thick darkness because God is within us. Within us. When you pray, go in there and manifest, see what it is you want, then manifest it into the light.